Hi, my name is Bridget Dugan. I'm with the Peninsula Regional Animal Shelter. I am the Marketing Adoption Coordinator, and I have with me here today Lenny Liebert, who is our Volunteer and Animal Behaviorist Coordinator at the shelter. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about our animal behavior program at the facility and how we do animal behaviors and evaluations for animals that come into the shelter, whether they're strays or owner surrenders. And could you tell us a little bit about what that process is and what decisions that go into making those animal behavior evaluations?
Okay, sure. With dogs, we've chosen to go with a validated behavioral assessment called the SAFER. It's from the ASPCA, and they did some research to see what it predicts is aggression. We want to see if a dog's going to show any signs of aggression. So when a dog first comes in, of course, we're just dealing with the dog in terms of care and feeding, and we're going to get some sense of what the dog's like that way. But when we think about where we want to go for an adoption, rather than just our opinions, it's better to use a validated test. So before we move a dog forward through adoption, whether it was surrendered by an owner or brought in as a stray, if they're 6 months old or older, we're going to go ahead and do that SAFER evaluation. And then based on how they score, we might be looking at doing a little bit of behavior modification. What's really nice is the ASPCA also provides directions for some sorts of typical behavior problems that you might have and how you can deal with them in a shelter. So it's a really nice overarching program that's ready to use. What also is nice about it is that it's relatively simple. You don't have to have a degree in animal behavior to be able to follow some of the instructions. So I can work with the staff and sometimes with the volunteers to help modify a dog's behavior to help it behave better. But we can also look at, with owner surrenders, we're also going to ask them to provide a questionnaire of the types of things that they've seen the animal do. It's really great information to know what a dog looks like in the home. And so what it is 7-item tests. There's 7 different things that we do, and then it's graded. And it goes from the look, which is looking into their eyes, the sensitivity, which is seeing if you can touch them. Then it goes into what they call the tag, where we make a lot of noise and a lot of movement and suddenly touch them. Then we have the squeeze, where we actually squeeze their toes, understanding that some dogs can be sensitive to having their feet touched. And then the food test, where again we offer them a delicious bowl of food, and then we walk up and pull it away from them. We use what's called an assess a hand to do that, so in case the animal does bite, they're going to bite a fake hand and not us. And then we're going to try and push their face out of the bowl with that hand. Typically, one of the things that often dogs won't like is when we try to take their food. But what the ASPCA has found, and we agree with, it's the least likely to transfer to home, but it's also the easiest to modify. We do a lot of behavior modification in the shelter around what they call food guarding. And we find that after a while, once the dogs figure it out, they're not showing us any aggression anymore, and we could take the bowl away from them. So it works out very well. Then we're going to offer them 3 toys, a squeaker, a tennis ball, and a rope, and let them play with it, and then again try to take the toy with the assess a hand and see what they do. And then the last one is we walk them out to where a dog is with the staff, and we allow them to see that dog, and we rate their reaction to what they're doing. So it's a nice validated measure that we can do with every dog over 6 months. It's a consistent measure to predict whether or not they would be aggressive in a home. With cats, we haven't found a validated measure. So we're using our experience and our knowledge to take a look at the cats when they first come in. Sometimes they can be really scared. So we have a room where we can protect ourselves while we care for them if they're very fractious. But usually over time, when they realize that we're going to take care of them, they're going to soften up a bit. And we're going to watch our behaviors, how fast we move, and we're going to see if they're doing what they call distance increasing or distance decreasing behaviors, and we learn to look for those. We also look at what they're doing with their eyes. Are those pupils really big and frightened, or are they beginning to become smaller? Is the animal giving us nice slow blinks or staring us down? And all of these things help us know how the cat's feeling, and then we can adjust our behavior to help the cat be more comfortable. And then over time, we know who we can handle. We're going to practice picking them up, touching them. So there's a number of things that go into determining how friendly an animal is going to be with us and hopefully then with their adoptive home.
If you have any additional questions or would like some more information on our programs at the shelter, you can come down and find us at 5843 Jefferson Avenue, Newport News, Virginia, 23605. Our phone number is 757-933-8900, and our website is www.peninsulaanimalshelter.com.